Hey guys, it's Brian the Shaving Geek here with another episode of my shave of the day. Had a wonderful shave this morning, and I took part in an event on the shave market that was suggested by Tommy Cummins, I believe. And this was an event that we called the first setup shave of the day. And basically the premise behind it was to use whatever products that you still have in your den that kind of got you started on this journey of wet shaving. And so I had a number of the pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, still in my den. And so I used them this morning, and it really reminded me of why I got into this. And it really kind of took me back to, to when I was just starting out. And I used this setup for about 3 months straight, or just about this setup for about 3 months straight before I ever really deviated much from it. And I was just really reminded of how great of a setup it was. I really started out with some great stuff, and today just really reminded me of it. So let's get right down to it. Now, my brush isn't really a great brush, but it's still a brush I enjoy using. And it really bloomed very nicely. And it's the Escali Badger brush. It really is a great brush. Is it as soft as my Plasson? No. Do I use it much anymore? No. My wife uses this brush, though. When she uses a soap or a cream that needs a brush, she'll use this. Although she has taken to using my Eva Nestorova soaps and just lathering them with her hand. But whenever she uses, let's say, a Katie's Bubble or a Soap Commander or something like that, this is her brush of choice. And, I used it again today and just really enjoyed it. So, like I said, it's bloomed very nicely. And, for $15, I think is what we paid for it. It's a good brush. For my razor today, I got out my EJDE. This was my first real razor, so to speak. And as I've said before, it's still one of my favorites. I have over 50 some odd razors now. I've lost track, and this is still in my top 3-4 razors. Just a smooth, comfortable shaver. Got such a nice heft to it. Great balance. It just works very well for me. And, I think I could, if I had to just use one razor for the rest of my life, I could use this razor and be very happy. Now, it's not the razor I would choose. I would choose my grandfather's Milord for sentimental reasons. But from a performance perspective, excellent razor, and I love it. It has a reputation as being a beginner's razor. To me, again, 2.5 years into this, 50 some odd razors, and this still is an excellent razor for me. Now, the one area where I didn't use the setup that I started with was in the area of blade. And that wasn't because I wimped out, but it's because I don't have any. I started out using Derby blades, and like I said, for I wanted to say for 3 months, I used the exact same setup. The razor, the EJDE, I believe Derby blades, and then the cream that I use today. But when I started exploring other blades, and I don't really remember how soon into it that I started exploring the other blades, but what I did, this was one of the first, if not the first blade that I tried besides the Derbys. And this is still an excellent blade for me. These Astra Superior Platinums, I don't get these out much anymore. In fact, I didn't have any of these in the den for the longest time. And I just got these in. I don't even remember how. If somebody might have piffed them to me or threw them in with something I bought or traded for. I really don't remember. But I was just really reminded today of how great a blade these are for me. And just a nice, comfortable shaver. Not my top blade, but definitely in my top 4 or 5 blades. Really, really great blade. And so that's what I used today. Brand new one. Just opened up this box and really enjoyed it. My cream today is one I absolutely love. Whew. Oh my goodness, it's good stuff. This is the Sandalwood from TOBS, and it is just awesome. Every time I use this stuff, I'm like, Brian, why don't you get this out more? This is the first and only product that I've ever Titanicked, and I bought another tub. Actually, my wife bought it for me for Father's Day, I believe, last year. And then I haven't hardly touched it since. But just really great stuff. I really love the scent on this. As far as sandalwoods go, it's a little bit more cologne-y, but it's just awesome. And for me, this, perhaps part of it's just the nostalgia of this being my first real cream. But I measure all sandalwoods by this this scent, and it's just wonderful for me. I absolutely love it. I've smelled Art of Shaving, Geotrumpers, I don't know, a handful of other ones, and there's just not one that I have smelled yet that I love as much as the TOBS. Now, I do want to get some of Dr. John's Propaganda. I'm looking forward to, I understand that's a sandalwood. Looking forward to trying that out. But this, for me, again, is the bar by which all other sandalwoods are measured. And really, really, really enjoyed it, and I really loved it today. One of the other things that I got out today is something that I haven't used, I don't even know how long. Probably close to a year, maybe even longer than that. But that is my Capuccino Mug that I started out. I used this to bowl lather. When I first started out, I bowl lathered. I bowl lathered for probably close to the first year, maybe even longer, before I went to starting, to try out face lather. Now I almost exclusively face lather. In fact, the last time I bowl lathered was probably back in January sometime. My wife and son had gotten me a mug, textured mug for Christmas, and so I went back to bowl lathering for a little bit with that. But I got this out today again, first shave, or first setup shave, and so I went back to this, bowl lathered in it, and it was just great. I really, really enjoyed it. This really, for bowl lathering, although it is smooth on the inside, but just the feel of this in the hand, and with this, this handle, it really works very, very well. If there was some texture in there, it probably would whip up a lather a little bit better, but it really comfortably sits in my hand very, very well. And so, like I said, I use this, I'm wanting to say, for almost the first year to bowl lather. And so, again, it was just a lot of fun to kind of take that walk down memories lane 2.5 years later, still enjoying this hobby, but really very happy with the setup that I had to start with overall. And with the exception of the blade, there's really nothing that I would change to say, okay, I'm going to get a better shave. They all work very, very, very well. Do I have other stuff that's come in that I like better? In some regards, yes. But overall, it was a great shave. Now, I did add a component to this shave today that I didn't use with my first setup, and that was an aftershave. For about the first 3 months, I didn't use any aftershaves at all. And then I started phasing in some of the commercial aftershaves like Stetson and Jovan Musk and those. But to pair with the sandalwood today, I got out Captain's Choice Sandalwood. Whew! And I absolutely love this stuff. When I got it at Pasteur's in January, and when I smelled this, I knew this was a product that was coming home with me. Absolutely love this scent. My only complaint, and it's the complaint that I've heard over and over and over and over and over again with this, is that the scent on it is just not very long lasting. I wish that it had more staying power. But the scent itself is excellent. It's excellent. One of my favorites. Just great stuff. Just wish that it had a bit more staying power. So that was my walk down memory lane today. My first setup shave of the day. Really, really, really enjoyed it. And I got a BBS shave. I actually went 3 passes. Actually did nick myself a little bit here on my chin, which has been a very, very long time since I've nicked myself with a DE. Now I nicked myself several times this week with the Dovo Shavette, but with a DE, it's been a long time. And actually, once I did it, I was like, oh, I remember. I used to nick myself right here above my big bulbous chin here. Okay, whatever, but right here, I used to nick myself every once in a while, and I did it again today. So that was kind of fun. I thought that was kind of funny. Here it was, kind of taking me back to that newbie time, and overall, great shave. One other thing I did want to touch on real quick. I know I've gone a little bit long today, but somebody had posted with regards to taking care of your razors and how you do that. For me, what I have taken to doing with all of my razors is when I get done shaving, I will take my razor, I will take it all apart if it's a 3-piece like this is. If it's TTO, I'll open it up. I'll take the blade out and I will rinse it under hot water. And then I will take it and I will dry it with a towel. And on something like this, obviously it comes apart, and so you can really get in real nice and keep it nice and cleaned out. And so that's what I've really taken to doing with my razors, and therefore I don't have to do a weekly cleanup on my razors. I have not done any kind of special cleanup on this where I drop it in soap or hit it with a toothbrush or anything, because I take care of it on a daily basis. And so that's one of the things I would really recommend to you. If you're getting into this, or maybe you've been in it a while, but you just kind of get done with your razor and put it off to the side, take care of your tools. Take care of your tools, and they will last a long time, and they will take care of you. And it really doesn't take that much time to unscrew this thing, to rinse it under some hot water, to pat it dry with a towel, and then put it all back together. It doesn't take a whole lot of extra time, and I think that it's time well spent. It's a good investment in making sure that these tools that we have for this hobby are going to give back to us for many years to come. So just thought I'd throw that out there for you. Again, great shave. Very, very happy today. A great walk down memories lane. This is Brian the Shaving Geek reporting live from my shave den, wishing you a lifetime of happy shaves. Have a great day, everybody.